Let's go, Chiefs Kingdom. What a busy day, my friends. Seriously, things are heating up this offseason. Buckle up because this offseason is already shaping up to be one of the most intriguing in years. The Chiefs just secured a key piece for their offense. This guy has the potential to be a major playmaker for this offense. I'm going to tell you everything that's happening right now. But first, make sure to hit that like button, but only do that if you're a true Chiefs fan. If possible, comment something like, "Go Chiefs!" There's no stopping us. Now, let's get right to it. Marquise Hollywood Brown has signed a one-year, $11 million extension, keeping him in Kansas City through 2025. ESPN's Adam Schefter broke the news, and it's exactly what this team needed as it continues to build toward another championship run. Now, let's be real, last season wasn't exactly ideal for Hollywood. He played in just 5 games, including the playoffs, after dealing with a shoulder injury that kept him out for the first 14 weeks. But when he was on the field, he showed flashes of why the Chiefs brought him in, racking up 141 yards on 14 receptions. And don't forget, this guy has proven talent. Over his career, Brown has caught 322 passes for 3,735 yards and 28 touchdowns. He played with Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, saw time in Arizona, and now has a chance to shine under Patrick Mahomes. With his speed and ability to stretch the field, this move could be a game-changer for Kansas City's offense. This deal also comes at a perfect time, with the Chiefs expected to part ways with 3 receivers, Justin Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, and Juju Smith-Schuster, when free agency begins. That means there will be plenty of targets to grab, and Hollywood Brown is in prime position to step up and become a key weapon for Mahomes and Andy Reid. So, Chiefs fans, what do you think? Do you like the move? Do you think Hollywood Brown can be a great playmaker in this offense? Now, let's talk about a move that will set this defense on fire. The Chiefs have officially locked up one of their top defensive leaders. Linebacker Nick Bolton has agreed to a 3-year, $45 million deal with $30 million fully guaranteed. That's exactly what Kansas City needed to keep its dominant defense going as it continues its quest for another Super Bowl. Bolton has been an absolute force since being drafted in the 2nd round in 2021. Last season, he led the team with 106 tackles and 11 tackles for loss, proving once again why he's one of the best in the game. And let's not forget, in 2022, he set a Chiefs single-season record with 180 tackles. That's the kind of production you can't afford to miss, and Kansas City made sure they didn't. Over the course of his career, including playoffs, Bolton has racked up 559 tackles and 37 tackles for loss. And get this, he's in elite company. The only other players since 2000 to make 550-plus tackles and 35-plus tackles for loss in their first 4 seasons? Luke Kuechly, Levante David, Navarro Bowman, and Patrick Willis. Yep, that's Hall of Fame caliber company. But we all know Bolton isn't just about stats, he's a game changer. Remember his 36-yard fumble return touchdown in Super Bowl 57 against the Eagles? That was the 4th longest fumble return TD in Super Bowl history and a defining moment in Kansas City's championship run. He's the heart and soul of this defense, a tackling machine who can also rush the passer and drop into coverage. This change keeps the Chiefs' defense intact and makes it clear that Kansas City isn't slowing down. With Bolton still in the middle of Steve Spagnuolo's defense, this unit is going to continue to give offenses nightmares. So Chiefs fans, how are we feeling about this move? Do you think Bolton will take his game to an even higher level with this new deal? Now, let's talk about a situation that could shake up the AFC race. There's some buzz around the league that the Buffalo Bills may be looking to steal one of our top defensive players, safety Justin Reid. According to Sports Illustrated's Matt Verderame, the Bills were an ideal fit for Reid, who has been a crucial piece of the Chiefs' defense over the past 3 seasons. He's played in 3 consecutive Super Bowl victories and helped Kansas City bring home 2 Lombardi trophies, but now there's a real chance he could be in Buffalo next season. Verderame's reasoning is pretty straightforward. The Bills' safety group has struggled in 2024, with a mix of newcomers and veterans failing to provide consistency. Buffalo's defense gave up 3,843 passing yards last season, ranking 24th in the league, so adding a proven veteran like Reid would be a major upgrade. But the biggest takeaway? Not only would this strengthen their defense, but it would also take away a key contributor from Kansas City. And let's not forget, Buffalo has been dogged by the Chiefs for years. They've won the AFC East 5 times in a row, but in 4 of those seasons, Kansas City was sent home in the playoffs. Whether it was the unforgettable 13-second game, the AFC Championship disappointments, or the 32-29 loss last season, the Bills have always lost here. Bringing in a battle-tested safety like Reed could be their way to finally try to outdo Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the dynasty we built in Kansas City. To add to the drama, there was a post circulating on social media recently claiming that Reid found out through a news report that the Chiefs weren't going to re-sign him. That's a tough way to go, really, especially for a player who's given everything he's got this season. Now, nothing is official yet, but free agency opens on March 10th, and the schedules could start making official signings on March 12th. That means we're just days away from finding out where Reid will be buried. And it's not just Buffalo in the mix. CBS Sports also listed the 49ers, Dolphins, Falcons, Jets, and Vikings as potential landing spots for Reid, with a projected contract value of between $12 to $15 million per season. That's a big number, and with the Chiefs having to manage their cap space carefully, it begs the question, will Kansas City try to keep him, or is this the end of the road? So, Chiefs fans, what do you think? Should the Chiefs do what it takes to bring Reid back, or is it time to move on and look for a younger option in the draft or free agency? And how would you feel about seeing him in a Bills uniform next season? Now, let's talk about the change that's shaking up Chiefs Kingdom, and not in a good way. The team had one big priority heading into free agency, fixing the offensive line, especially at left tackle. After watching Patrick Mahomes run for his life through the 2024 season and the offensive line's struggles cost Kansas City the Super Bowl, it was clear that protecting their franchise quarterback had to be the top concern. And it was. The Chiefs set their eyes on Pro Bowl tackle Ronnie Stanley as the perfect solution. But here's the bad news, Stanley isn't coming to Kansas City. Instead, he's staying put for 9 years, signing a 3-year, $60 million contract extension with the Baltimore Ravens. That deal includes $44 million in guaranteed money, which shows how much Baltimore valued keeping him on its roster. According to reports, Stanley was the Chiefs' top target at left tackle, and now that he's off the market, Kansas City needs to make a move fast. The options in free agency are getting slimmer by the day, and the front office may now have to consider bringing back DJ Humphries or looking to the 2025 NFL Draft for a long-term answer. But relying on a rookie to protect Mahomes' blind side? That's a risky move, especially when the team is trying to make another run at the Super Bowl. Now, let's be real, Stanley is a solid player, but this isn't a total disaster. He's had his share of injuries in recent years, playing just 18 games between 2020 and 2022. And while he was the 39th best tackle out of 141 players last season, he's also 31 years old and not exactly a bargain at $20 million per year. Still, the Chiefs were interested for a reason. He was one of the best options available, and losing him makes an already difficult situation even more complicated. So now, the question is, what's next? Will Kansas City make a surprise move and go after another veteran, or will they take a chance in the draft? Either way, the pressure is on because Mahomes needs better protection, and this team can't afford to have the same struggles up front that we saw last season. What do you think, Chiefs fans? Should the team have pushed harder for Stanley, or was Baltimore's price too high? And who should the Chiefs target next to bolster the offensive line? Let me know what you think in the comments. And before you go, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the latest updates. Free agency is just getting started, and there's plenty more action to come.